So tonight we're talking about stress. Georgia and I, when we meet with our patients, we find, especially with women, are any of you never affected by stress? Raise your hand. No, that's what we see too. We're all affected by stress, and stress really affects weight. And so we're going to talk tonight about ways to not prevent stress, but to help manage the stress so it doesn't impair our health and our weight. So what is stress? Stress is the reaction that people have to excessive pressures or other types of demand placed upon them. And it arises when they worry that they can't cope. And stress is really the wear and tear our minds and bodies experience as we attempt to cope with our continually changing environment. Stress occurs when the pressure is greater than the resource. A person's perception that what they are facing exceeds their adaptive capacity and that their well-being is threatened, and stress can literally throw the whole body out of balance, both with itself and with its environment. So the biomechanisms of stress. Is it a stressor? What's going on biochemically? You really don't need to memorize this, but there are certain pathways in the body when we're stressed. Their body is releasing certain compounds, certain hormones, cortisol, epinephrine, for example. And this response is known as the HPA axis, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal. Have any of you ever heard of adrenal fatigue? Have any of you heard that term? So our adrenal glands are two tiny little glands that sit on top of the kidney. And when we have chronic stress, not acute stress that happens when we're stuck in traffic, but chronic, long-going stress, you can experience adrenal fatigue. And that some of the symptoms might be just feeling sluggish and exhausted all the time, maybe not sleeping well, being tired, but going to bed and not being able to get into that deep sleep. Cortisol is one of the important stress hormones. It is a vital hormone. It's secreted in higher amounts during stress, but it's also closely related to our sex hormones, to DHEA, progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone. And when our body is over making cortisol, it may not be able to make enough of the other hormones. So that is important. We don't want this overabundance of cortisol. What we need during stress, we need increased blood flow to our muscles. We need increased blood pressure. We need to get tough and angry. What we do not need to do during stress is to digest, think, remember, fight pathogens, to heal, to make new bones, to make new muscle and tissue. So if we don't need to do those things, so think about if what we need to do during stress is to be like, but we don't need to build bone, to digest, to make new muscle. Think about the long-term effects down the road that stress is going to have on your body. Acute versus chronic stress. Acute stress response is critical for biosurvival. It's hardwired to save and protect us. It's virtually the same in all mammals, the classic fight or flight response. And it's what Mother Nature had in mind as the basis for this biochemical response. So if we're being chased by a lion or a tiger, we need to be in that acute stress mode, right? Or any mammal does, to run. but it's designed for 10 to 20 minutes. That's it. That's acute stress. Chronic stress is caused by non-immediate biosurvival stimuli, but the biochemical response is the same. There's only one physiological stress response. The body was not designed to handle the biochemistry of stress on a chronic basis. So now it's putting in jeopardy our brain health, our digestive health, our weight, our heart health, the way we sleep, right? When we're really stressed, if you have something very stressful on, does anybody ever you have a very restless night, maybe waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning or tossing and turning? Does that ever happen to any of you before? Yeah, so that's the product of that. Physical indicators of stress: low energy. Sometimes people get headaches. Some people get stomach aches, digestive challenges, muscle tension when you clench your jaw, or get that TMJ pain from the teeth clenching at night. A lot of people gain weight when they're stressed. Decreased immune function. Has anybody ever been in a stressful situation and then boom, you catch a cold or catch the flu? Has that ever happened to anybody, or just gotten a virus where you say, what, I was just run down, right? That's stress on the body. Insomnia, lack of sexual drive, nervousness, and even sensitivities. Other indicators: you're easily agitated, you might be moody or frustrated, feeling overwhelmed, difficulty relaxing, sometimes low self-esteem or feeling lonely. And what do we crave when we're stressed? Who craves broccoli? Raise your hands. Do you crave broccoli when you're stressed? No. Do you crave cookies when you're stressed? Does that happen to anybody? Yes, that's what, that's that flight or fight response. The body thinks, okay, you have to fight. We need to give you glucose. So you're going to crave the salty, fat, or sweet foods. Cognitive indicators of stress: constantly worrying, racing thoughts. You might have difficulty concentrating or inability to focus, maybe having poor judgment, procrastinating, or even being pessimistic. Top causes of stress in the US: job pressure, money, health, and relationships. Poor nutrition, inadequate nutrition, caffeine. So it becomes a vicious cycle. When we're stressed, we may not be sleeping well. You get up, you may not be eating well. You might be eating on the run, having too much coffee to try and keep yourself up, filling up or trying to fill up with processed food, which never nourish the body. Media overload, television, radio, social networking, and that sleep deprivation. When we're on our devices late at night, when you're watching TV, when you're on a computer, when you're on your phone, we have something called blue light. And blue light is really stimulating on the brain. Very, very, very hard to turn off your brain when you're on those devices. Stress-related lifestyle factors: working longer hours, physical inactivity, frequently dining out or eating out of packaged meals, and late nights with few hours of sleep. Do you think as a nation we've become more connected or disconnected with all our devices we have? What do you guys think? What do you think in your own lives with friends, family? Are you more connected or disconnected? Are people on their phones more or having more family dinner time? Are they muted?
I would say more disconnected for real conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. More disconnected. Yeah. So the US stress statistics: the percentage of people who regularly experience physical symptoms caused by stress, regularly experience psychological symptoms caused by stress, feel they are living with extreme stress, feel their stress has increased over the past 5 years, cited money and work as the leading cause of their stress, reported lying awake at night due to stress. Percent who say stress has a negative impact on their personal and professional life. Employed adults who say they have difficulty managing work and family responsibilities. Percent who cited jobs interfering with their family or personal time as causing stress. The percent who said stress has caused them to fight with people close to them. And the annual cost to employers in stress-related healthcare and missed work is, I can't see that number, $300 billion. So yeah, it's a problem, right? So if we look at these statistics, I would say on average of all of these US statistics, it's anywhere from 30 to 60% of people. So it's pretty significant. 1/3 to over a half of the population is really feeling stress on some important level in their lives. So let's talk about what do we do? We know we have stress. We've talked about that. We know that it affects us. But what can we do to manage it? Some of the strategies: take a break from the stressor, exercise, smile and laugh, get social support, meditate, learn to say no. Learning to say no is a problem for a lot of us. We want to help everybody, and we say, I know for myself, it took me a long time to learn to say no. I said yes to everybody, but that's sometimes too much for us. We need to make time for fun and relaxation. Drinking water, believe it or not, does help manage cortisol levels, and we need to eat well. Eating low glycemic makes sense and actually really helps with stress. When we're stressed and we're craving that cookie or the ice cream, if you can do what we call mindful eating and eating some protein with some fiber, your blood sugar will even out. That craving will go away, but you really have to be mindful of it.
And they say that even if you give yourself 10 minutes when you have a craving, 10 minutes, that hormone need of that dopamine will most of the time go away. Mm-hmm. And you can just pivot and distract yourself with something else that you enjoy. And that's why it's really important to learn what you like, right? As you're an adult and as you've been working, now it's time to go back to what are your hobbies, what ignites you, what are you passionate about? Not what the media tells you need to do, or your parents, but really finding what lights you up. And it might not be the same thing as when you were younger. So just keep that in mind.
Stress-inducing food: refined sugar, table salt, processed food, junk food, alcohol, and coffee. Stress-reducing food: dark leafy greens, avocado, berries, tomatoes, nuts, and plant proteins. Some nutritional support. Adaptogens are part of the answer. What are adaptogens? They are herbs that work synergistically to reduce the impact of stress. They have a normalizing effect on the body. They don't cause imbalances in normal health. Restoring balance to the body is key. So we're going to share some products. We just want to make sure that you guys understand the products are not designed to diagnose, but they are designed to empower you, to help you. Bliss is one of my all-time favorites. Bliss Anti-Stress Formula. Bliss is a blend of herbs that really helps to relax you without causing drowsiness. It does help promote mental clarity. It helps the body adapt to stress, maintaining healthy levels of both serotonin and dopamine. And it's made with high quality standardized botanical extracts from around the world. Uses high potency adaptogens, and adaptogens help the body deal with stressful conditions.
Has anybody used adaptogens before?
No.
They're amazing. They really do make a difference in your body. You know, we've in Eastern medicine, they've been using them for, you know, forever, and Western, it hasn't really been used. But I'll tell you, as far as stress, I was 30 years old. I was newly divorced. I was raising 2 kids by myself, you know, working a lot under tons of stress. Wasn't getting my period for a really long time. And, you know, I went to seek you know, help on that. What's going on with me. And one of the things that I was recommended was to take adaptogens. Well, within 30 days, I got my period. I was really able to deal with my stress a lot better. You know, it didn't change that I was still a single mother. I still had 2 kids to raise, but I didn't have that same response. It was just like amazing. So I honestly, right now, I still every day I take adaptogens. I take them. I actually use, there's one called ACTS, which is called Axe. Same company. It's just also helps support the thyroid as well. There's some other benefits of it, but I use mushrooms because they're really helpful for that. You know, I do, you know, grow my own other herbs. So adaptogens are really helpful.
So some of the ingredients in the Bliss: ashwagandha, which is an adaptogenic Indian herb known as winter cherry. This may minimize the stress-induced increases of dopamine receptors in the corpus luteum of the brain and help support healthy levels of the plasma corticosteroid. Those helps prevent the cortisol from raising, right? So when we're stressed and the cortisol level is high, one of the reasons this is a problem with weight is when that cortisol is high, the body says, oh, better store belly fat. So we really want to have those herbs and the different practices, lifestyle practices, to help keep that cortisol level down.
And what's really great about these products, because they're a blend, they've taken these different adaptogenic herbs together, and synergistically they make them much more powerful than if you just took ashwagandha or just took passion flower, right, or rhodiola. And then there's the theanine in it, which also helps with calming us.
Passion flower, evidence suggests that the passion flower binds to the central receptors, possibly causing relaxing effects, but without impairing memory or motor skills. So the ingredients, these adaptogens, will not make you tired. They make me feel like I came out of one of George's yoga classes or meditation classes. They just make you feel calm and that you can tackle anything. Rhodiola helps with increased work capacity and decreased fatigue. L-theanine, the major amino acid found in green tea, historically been used for its relaxing effects, and it may work for anxiety work by increasing levels of GABA.
And remember, GABA can also be increased by doing yoga practice, by meditating, right? Those are ways. GABA, typically, there's not really many things that you can put in your body to increase GABA. So this particular product is amazing because it does have that capacity.
Bacopa. Some evidence suggests that the bacopas may facilitate learning ability and cognitive performance. Eleuthera root, which is Siberian ginseng, does help support mental acuity and physical endurance without the letdown that comes with caffeine. It also helps support cognitive function. So some of the symptoms of chronic stress, the energy fluctuations, fatigue, difficulty sleeping, food cravings, weight and body fat increase, impaired physical performance, and mental confusion, brain fog. And as Georgia was talking about the ACTS, which is one of my favorite products, I call the ACTS Bliss Plus. It has the same ingredients, but more powerful. It also does have iodine to help support the thyroid.
And if you do choose to take these and you know, we're not working together, you know, the package says to take 2. You're able to take up to six of them a day. Okay, so depending on your stress, you have that ability to do that.
The ACTF may help support stress-related adrenal function, helps to promote healthy levels of cortisol, helps to maintain healthy levels of both serotonin and dopamine, helps to enhance and stabilize mood, helps to stabilize the emotional response to stress, and may help to maintain normal thyroid function. Now, keep in mind, thyroid and weight are very related. So it's important to have nutrients that nourish the thyroid. And iodine is one of those nutrients, which used to be in food, but it's really not in that much food right now, unless you're getting a sea salt that says iodized sea salt, or you're eating a lot of seaweed. Otherwise, you're not getting iodine from your food.
And there's a lot of, if we look at the numbers, it's like more than 60% of people are iodine deficient.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I don't know about Susan, but we never talked about this before, but a lot of people are seeing their TSH, you know, become normal, and they're not able to get those further tests run by their doctor because those numbers are coming back normal. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not a dysfunction in your thyroid gland, because we're not able to get that higher level test. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Yeah. And again, the ashwagandha, same as in the bliss, it's just a little bit more powerful. The ACTS also has an herb called holy basil, which has adaptogenic and calming effects, and helps again to promote the normal cortisol levels. Also the theanine, the passion flower, and then the iodine, which is very important. And also the same ingredients, rhodiola, bacopine, and Louise Larue. For me, you know, the effect, I would say, from the bliss or the ACTS, for me, it makes my stress go from about a 10 to a 2, very briefly. If you have a little bit of stress in your life and you want to try something, try the bliss. If you feel like stress is really impairing your health and or your weight, try the ACTS. I have doctors that I work with that use the ACTS. I have a whole team of nurses, critical care nurses that use the ACTS. So you can certainly use it during the day. Most people take one in the morning and one later in the day. Is that what you do?
I take 2 in the morning and I take 2 in the evening, but my life is pretty stressed right now. So
yeah, you can take up to 6 a day. Bees, the bees are overall, hands down, my critical nutrients that I just can't live without. You guys who have the kit experience the B complex in the daily essentials. So B vitamins are not made by the body. Our bodies don't make them, so we need to take them. The B vitamins are crucial for every metabolic function that our body has, for the way we handle stress, our sleep, our energy, our mood, our metabolism, our heart, our eyes, our vision.
Skin.
Everything runs on B vitamins, and we need the whole team of Bs. B vitamins are water soluble, so they must be replenished every day. And here's a little list of what else they do: promote energy production, normal cognitive performance, healthy cardiovascular system, immune and nervous system function, healthy rate of metabolism. But what do you want to look for in a B complex formula? You want to look for a B formula that is what's called activated. That means that they are broken down into their most elemental form, so everybody can absorb them. Some people have a little mutation on the gene that absorbs B vitamins. So these bees that we work with are in a form that everybody can assimilate. And you can see some of the ingredients. So we need B1, B2, B3. They all play a different role in the body. B5, B7, B6, B9, B12. I have a lot of patients that come in and tell me they're taking B12, which is great, but I explain if you went to see a soccer game and only the goalie was there, the goalie would wait around for the rest of the team, and that's what B12 is doing without the rest of the bees, just waiting around for its helpers, for its partners. So the importance of supporting methylation, we need the bees in what's called their methylated form. This will help with proper functioning of the nervous system and detoxification pathways. Collectively, they're involved in the synthesis of those neurotransmitters in the brain, our nerves, our adrenals, metabolism of carbohydrates, protein, and fat. So we have the activated B complex.
So like Susan said, we have the activated B complex, and you can either get it on its own or you can have it in the daily essential packets. So as you're moving forward into your next stage, I find that many of clients continue to take the daily essentials, or maybe you want to get the B complex. This can also be taken if you're dealing in a lot of stress. You might take it once or twice a day, and because if stress depletes your B vitamins. So like we had already talked about, these B vitamins, they promote your cardiovascular health, they help you with your normal cognitive function. When we're deficient in our Bs, we don't have the energy that we want. And I see that all the time. People come into the office and they're like, I just want more energy. And this is one thing that they can pretty much see. I can't tell you the amount of people that I give them the little sample and they try. By 3 o'clock, they're ordering it because they could see already that it makes a huge difference. I could tell you people that have been taking this for 5 years because they really feel the difference. So the complex helps, once again, decreasing stress, improves mood, helps have a healthy level of serotonin. A lot of times food cravings come from when our serotonin levels are depleted. That's when we crave chocolate, right? So, but if we have these vitamins inside of our body every day, we're not going to have that. And many times I see my clients like, I fell off, right? And they think because they fell off eating well, that they're going to keep that mentality. So it's really important that we take these regularly so we can keep ourselves in balance. Energy levels are become stable. And once again, we keep our cognitive function. We're not forgetting things. We're not feeling that brain fog. So once again, B vitamins are for people who are stressed, vegetarians, and the older you get, the more we need.
Yeah, I think, the bees are for, I would say, almost the most critical nutrient for every human because of their involvement in literally every pathway in our body. We call the B complex with the calcium the anti-stress vitamins. So those of you who are taking the daily essentials, you may have noticed already that when you take your vitamins, you have an easier day. Maybe you're handling things a little better. Your energy is a little better. Maybe sleeping a little better. So stress and sleep, depending on what has happened during the day, sleep quality can feel amazing or really awful. And sleep depends on not only the urge to sleep, but our balance between our relaxation response and the fight or flight response. Things that may affect your sleep could include stress and bad experiences, caffeine. We all have a gene that metabolizes caffeine, and it's either a fast metabolizer of caffeine or slow metabolizer of caffeine. Mine is very slow, so I cannot have caffeine after noon because I'll have trouble falling asleep. My husband can have a cup of coffee right before bed and fall right asleep. So it's very individual in the body. Food, if we eat sugar or something sweet before bed, a lot of people cannot sleep. Alcohol will allow you to fall asleep very rapidly, but usually not get into that deep sleep. Medication, there are certain medications that are very stimulating in the body, certain health challenges, and even something as simple as an uncomfortable bed or pillow can affect our sleep. So in the brain, in order to fall asleep and stay asleep, our body and brain need to relax. Magnesium, the mineral magnesium, aids this process by activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the system responsible for getting you calm and relaxed. Magnesium supports the synthesis of the neurotransmitters serotonin and dopamine, which send signals through the nervous system in brain. And it also assists in the production of the hormone melatonin. So we have this building block. We have magnesium that helps build into L-tryptophan and 5-HTP and serotonin and then melatonin. Those are the proper sleep pathways that we want, that we need in our body to get into a deep sleep. Some of the important benefits of magnesium: supporting a healthy sleep quality, promoting head comfort. So if you tend to suffer from headaches, magnesium very important. If you suffer from high blood pressure, magnesium is very important. Promotes optimal muscle health and comfort, supports cardiovascular health, promotes cognitive health. So it's for people that are stressed, but really it's for everybody. 55% of Americans don't get enough magnesium. Again, my favorite is the isotonic magnesium because of the delivery system. This product delivers 100% of the recommended daily value of magnesium that we need. And it's very gentle on our GI system. Fish oils also play a role in stress and sleep. Fish oil or omega-3 fatty acid are connected to neurological health and brain aging. They're the one nutrient that really helps keep brain volume as we age, helps with muscle retention, helps with cardiovascular health, helps with gut and digestive health, with sleep hygiene, and even with weight loss. Scientific research shows that regular use of omega-3 fatty acids are beneficial for mood and cognitive support, beneficial in supporting cognitive functions by helping the body manage stress, and additionally, various substances made within the body from omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids have long been known to play key roles in the regulation of sleep. This is my favorite, the Nutrametrics Heart Health Omega-3 Fatty Acid. 2 capsules give you 3 grams. A lot of the products out there, I've looked at many products over the years. Sometimes the doses, I've seen literally up to 12 capsules to give you the same amount. Also, we want to make sure that our omega-3 fatty acids are mercury-free and PCB-free. And this brand is just that. They actually check it 3 times for purity before it's released.
And it's third-party tested.
Third-party tested. So again, the competitor blends commonly have less than half of what we need. The American Academy of Cardiology recommends that in omega-3 fatty acids, we want a ratio of the active ingredients, EPA to DHA, 900 to 600. This one, the Nutrametrics Heart Health Omega, has just that. They're using small fish. Larger fish are more likely to accumulate toxins. So this product has very little fish. They use sardines and anchovies. The primary benefits of omega-3 helps maintain normal cholesterol levels, blood pressure, triglyceride levels, helps maintain healthy levels of C-reactive protein. Very, very powerful for a multitude of effects in the body. Additional support promotes healthy lubrication of the eyes. So if any of you are getting dry eyes, helps greatly. Helps promote healthy blood flow, helps support joint health, healthy complexion, enhanced mood, many, many benefits. Cannabiquin. Cannabiquin is another of my favorite products.
Mine too.
A couple years ago, we started hearing about all the different CBDs on the market, and I was testing many of them, and they were, I didn't find one that I loved. So Nutrimetrics came out not just with the CBD, but with a full spectrum hemp. The endocannabinoids are just coming out now. They're doing lots of research, but what they're finding is we need more than just CBD. So this product actually has other components that are good for memory, cognitive health, and attention, promotes feelings of calmness, even good for gut health. This product is the full spectrum hemp oil with a pure black cumin seed oil. Yeah, I take this before I go to bed.
I take it before I go to bed too. Although I have a client and she takes it, she sits at the desk and she's got a lot of back pain. She takes it during the day. So it doesn't like knock you out, just so you know it, but it does, back to that synergistically, it takes the CBD with the black cumin seed and it just amplifies the effect. So you can go out there and get a CBD, but this is putting this combination together is amazing.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, there is going to be a sale. You're going to get an email tomorrow, 4th of July sale. So just take a look at that.
And some of the ingredients, the full spectrum hemp oil with the pure black cumin seed oil. And the ingredients, the cannabiquin does support memory, cognitive, attention, promotes feelings of calmness, helps maintain normal blood glucose levels, paired with the black cumin seed. So it's really getting that compounding effect. So some of the stress management strategies, if any of you have taken Georgia's yoga meditation class, wonderful for helping to handle your stress. We want to take a break from the stressor. So, if you haven't taken those classes, I definitely encourage you to do so. I think yoga and meditation is a great part of your everyday life. Make time for fun, make time for relaxation, drink a lot of water, eat well, and supplement with the adaptogens and other essential nutrients. And that's it. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
So let's just take a moment just to see, I'd love to hear like what your takeaway was from listening to about stress. Where do you see that you can improve your stresses? Was there something that jumped out that you learned about, or like, oh, I'm going to take action on that?
Anybody? You can unmute yourselves.
I like the say no one.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's a hard one for us because we're, I think more with women than men. We tend to want to help everybody and just say, sure, yes, and that sometimes it's too much, right? Too much.
I feel like working with you, Georgia, all these years has given me an ability to look at my life and love myself enough to say no to some things.
Oh, good. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
We need to keep doing that because their life is, we only, each day we have 1,440 minutes, right? Every single day. And, a lot of that is with sleep. So we want to make sure that we're saying yes to what really is going to enhance our lives. And saying no, saying yes when you mean no doesn't serve anybody. Remember, when we live when we step into our own feminine power, we're able to affect so many people. And that is exactly that. Saying no is stepping into your feminine power. And with that feminine power, then we don't have those food cravings. We don't tend to want to overeat. So it's really, really important to embrace that for yourselves. And I just look forward to hopefully get to hear from you all, and you can, we can work together more and enhance your lives. You can live your
Absolutely.
best life. So let's see, who else? So
Thank you.
we got Lisa said hers. Who else wants to share what was the takeaway for you today?
Well, so I'm just thinking I might be more stressed than I think I am.
Yeah.
Like in my brain, I don't feel stressed, but looking at all those things, I might be more stressed than I think I am, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
It so makes sense, Hope, that so many people don't even know it, right? And now you have an awareness, and I find every time we find an awareness, then the transformation can start to begin. Because without that, how can you? So now you can start to look at your life in a different level, right? It's great.
And I forget now,
Did somebody talk?
So even if some of you, it sounds like got off track, which, it happens, right? We have to live in reality, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up if you went traveling or you got off track a little bit. The important thing is that you get right back on track again and remind yourself of why you're doing this program. All right. So I like to have people write it down. What is your goal? What is your health goal? Why did you join this program to begin with? How do you want to feel? How do you see yourself? How do you see your life? If you're living healthy, if you're sleeping well, if your stress is managed, how will that be different for you in your future? And, go back to everything that George has been teaching you, the low glycemic impact eating, eating those plant foods. They're all going to play a crucial role in your health. So it's okay if you get off track 1 day or 2 days, that's fine. But the important thing is that you get right back on track, continue reaching your goal. You're doing this for you. This is for your health and your life, and you're worth it, right? So you have to remind yourself of that.
And it seems like you all now you've created this as a group. I mean, it's been a very short time together, but you have each other, and that you all are working on common goals. So use each other, as power buddies, and help each other, because guess what? Even though you're doing it for you, doesn't mean you need to do it alone. And in fact, when you do create those power buddies, you're 6 times more successful than if you did it alone. So just use each other, each other, say, hey, will you be my power buddy? And, this is what I'm working on, and just help each other, right? And so you can get stronger together. Because I promise, this is Lisa can tell me that does help, right?
Oh yeah. It's just connecting with all these other women and being able to talk and like really finding out that other people have the same struggles that I have had. Yeah, and it's not just about food. It's about so much more. And to be able to be authentic and have other people lift you up is so important. So yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Tina, what did you have from your takeaway?
Oh, okay. I had to unmute myself. I'm on the same page as probably Sharon, not thinking that I had any stress. Actually, COVID kind of did me some good. It
Sure.
really did. Because there was no schedule. There was no, I had to be somewhere at a certain time. Like every day, my days were occupied. So I think I'm at a better place now.
Good.
I think, and I do know, like, okay, to breathe when things get up here, or just relax, or go take a bath, work out, just go away by myself. So I know some things to, to do.
That's great.
But I do thank COVID. That part I do thank.
Absolutely. Yeah, COVID
I
was
appreciate
horrible, and yet it was miraculous at the same time.
Yes, yes, yep.
Express that life
Yeah.
thing, the duality.
Yes, and definitely through menopause, there's a different type of stress level because of the cortisone or whatever, cortisol,
Yeah,
that our bodies don't have like before. We don't have that protective
yeah.
part of it. So that's what I'm kind of conscious of and learning about right now too.
Right. It's great. Happy for you, Tina. That's great. And then I just have one more person that didn't share their takeaway. Okay. Maybe. So Sharon, did you go? I didn't.
I-
Okay.
I did. I was just learning, listening to all the B complex, the vitamins, the
Yeah.
Bs, and how substantial they are to our health, our heart, our cognitive behavior, sleep, things like, I didn't realize that. And also the other one was magnesium. Was it the magnesium?
Yeah.
And some of the important to our bodies. I didn't realize that. And it's okay to get off track, that you can pick yourself off, dust yourself off. Tomorrow's another day, God willing, and get right back up and do it again.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
Exactly. It's like,
so,
that
thank you.
we get into that black or white, right? We need to start to enjoy the gray. It doesn't have to be either way. Well, thank you all for this program. I hope it was valuable to you, and I hope to see you more into you have one more month of classes, and see you in other programs.
Okay,
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so
Thank
much, Georgia.
Bye, girls.
Good night, Joy.
Great.
Good night.
Thank you, Georgia.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everyone. Good night. Thank
Good night.
you.
Bye.
Bye.